So not only are we making films more accessible for deaf and disabled talent and encouraging more creative, wonderful deaf and disabled talent to come into the film industry and tell stories that non-disabled talent, God bless you all, have never thought of because it's not in your remit to think of them. I'm also helping everybody else on set make your films quicker, smarter and easier. So accessibility as a line item into your budget and employ somebody like me as a consultant to help you fill those gaps, and you're going to save time, effort and make more money at the box office, and that's what everybody is here to do.
Seneit's app is an amazing tool and powerfully changing the landscape here. But it's also, you're an independent organization. It's not a structural solution in that sense. And I know that, See Talent and yourself, you talk a lot about this structural model of disability and the societal disadvantage that comes not because you're physically disabled, but because society makes you disabled in that way. And so, is it enough? I mean, I'm sure the answer to this for you is going to be obvious. Is it enough that we have tools and adaptations and that we get rid of the stairs, or is there something that's still needed that we haven't quite realised yet?
Well, you've kind of started off where I was going to go anyway, so thank you for that. So there's a thing called the social model of disability, and this basically says it's not somebody's impairment, so it's not the fact that I have cerebral palsy, that I'm a part-time wheelchair user, that makes me disabled. It's the fact that the world is inaccessible, people's attitudes and communication barriers that make me disabled. So, for example, when I'm in my house, I can do what I want, when I want, how I want, because I've got all the adaptions I need, I've got all the support I need. The minute I step outside my front door and there's stairs to get up to Cannes, I become disabled because I can't access them. And I think the thing is, when companies are making movies, what they don't realise is, we've said on this stage already that 1 in 4 people is disabled. So that could, you look at the size of a film crew, and you look at the people that go, no, I'm not disabled. There's either really no disabled people in the industry, or there are people that don't feel comfortable going, I am disabled in the film industry. So what we encourage companies to do at See Talent is start to make access requirements and meeting access requirements a line item in your budget. Because looking at the social model and what the social model preaches and produces, if I'm there as your disability and access consultant going, well, you've got a wheelchair user in the cast. We need ramps here, we need transport here, we need this, that, and the other. If I'm putting in ramps for a wheelchair user, guess what else those ramps are good for? Your $400,000 cameras that you've got to get down that hill. I can go down the same ramp as a $400,000 camera, and it means you can set up your set quicker because I've helped you in your recce's make your set accessible. So I'm saving you time, I'm saving you effort, and I'm saving you money by you putting that line item to employ me and implement accessibility on your set. So not only are we making films more accessible for deaf and disabled talent and encouraging more creative, wonderful deaf and disabled talent to come into the film industry and tell stories that non-disabled talent, God bless you all, have never thought of because it's not in your remit to think of them, I'm also helping everybody else on set make your films quicker, smarter and easier. So put accessibility as a line item into your budget and employ somebody like me as a consultant to help you fill those gaps, and you're going to save time, effort and make more money at the box office, and that's what everybody is here to do. Despite the fact that it's a nice thing to do, everybody is also here to make money. So it's a two-stranded system.
And I just want to add to that, actually. When you do build those ramps, I hope you don't mind, when you do build those ramps or really cool stairs that turn into ramps, we are 21st century, figure out how to innovate, lads. But when you do build them, don't build them off to the side. Because again, you're discarding that. Yes, you might be on the same ramp as that $400,000 camera, but shit, I'm definitely worth more than $400,000. I don't want to go up a $400,000 ramp. I want to go up the main ramp, the main stairs. I want people to embrace, to see me. I want people to realize that I'm no different. Or, better yet, my difference is what makes me perfect. Just like every single person in this room who has their imperfections. When you look at a TV screen, and I'll add this little example. When you watch a movie or a TV and you see an LGBTQ plus person on the screen, or you see an African American or a black person or an Arab or whatever it is, or tomato, right? You don't ask, oh, I wonder why that person is Arab. I wonder what that story is. Why is that person LGBTQ? Why is he black? No, you don't ask that. You just watch it and enjoy the piece of content. So when you create the content, there is no reason that the differently able person really truly needs, according to the audience, maybe to the writers in the writing room, sure. But to the audience, we don't really need to know why that person is in a wheelchair or is missing an arm or whatever it is. We just need to see them do what they do best, as you said. Or better yet, we just need to see each other do what we do best. That's inclusion. That's true inclusion.
Yeah, and just to add on to bouncing back from you now, the reason audiences still ask that question, why are they disabled, why are they there, is because still seeing deaf and disabled people on screen is rare. Stigma. It's rare, and there's stigma still attached. The only way you're going to stop audiences asking that question is to show more deaf and disabled people on TV that aren't telling stories about their medical history and why they became disabled. You can tell those stories, and there are people that want to tell those stories. But trust me, you can tell any other story with a disabled performer. Look at Avatar, one of the biggest grossing movies of all time. The lead character was disabled, was a wheelchair user. But was the performer disabled? No.
Are you sure?
To my knowledge, but he definitely isn't a wheelchair user.
He's definitely not a wheelchair user, right? I mean, we've seen him walk, right? Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
Exactly.
I don't know that, but I do know that in Avatar 2, we were very fortunate
sarcastic.
last year. CJ Jones, who is an incredible deaf actor and comedian, came and spoke last year, and we he's so expressive and fantastic, and we were thrilled to know that he was also in Avatar 2, and
indeed.
So yeah, that's
and one of C Talent's talent roster.
I can see that Seneit wants to come in here.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to confirm that, as you said, for black actors, for instance, or other people of color, or yeah, I know. I'm just saying that it is very new that you see black actors, and then they are just a doctor or just the neighbor, and not an immigrant or a terrorist or something like this. But that means there's hope, and let's fight this together, because in the near future we see differently able people, and they're not terrorists or something like this, but just the neighbor or the consultant or something like this, or just the best friend.